Time Gate Moments. Welcome.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hi there guys, once again you are watching the Flat Earth series. Welcome back to the campaign. This is proof number 4. Now, just to highlight that you have been forewarned in that there are things that are going to be shown and displayed in this video that some people might see it as something of a cognitive dissonance because of their former understanding, schooling, society, general outlook of life, the sky, the earth, the universe, etc. Whereas others might just toss it out the window with the rest of the garbage. Yet others, nevertheless, might ponder, reflect on it, and see it for what it is, a discovery. But before we go ahead, let us first at least pay respect and acknowledgement to this massive, tremendous, rich, diverse place we call home and earth. And then as much as we can, perhaps give gratitude to the Creator and even consider whether there's a hereafter. Now, having said that, then comes a time or a day or a moment, for whatever reason, when we look at the sky, day or at night, looking for whatever. Maybe something's flying across, maybe the moon, maybe the stars, etc. And of course, as you already know, part of the purpose of the universe, the stars, the sky above us, and the constellations is to be looked at, observed, studied, understood, and admired. Hence why some astronomers and stargazers make good use of technology and equipment, binoculars, telescope, camera work, and other zooming in technology in order to facilitate and enhance their ability to observe and get closer to the phenomena, display, and activity of the sky. Now, this image here, or illustration, would be one of your typical representation of how a star or an astral system should look like in our sky. This one sort of focuses around the North Star or Polaris, as well as the Plough constellation and what have you. Now, to be fair, reasonable and objective, this one here in particular is a close resemblance of how things should look like. However, in reality, in mainstream astronomy and cosmology, usually we get things like this. Now, this is Pluto, one of the so-called planets in the solar system. Likewise, we have Venus. Yes, Venus, that bright star, here represented as a massive Earth-like sort of terraformer with a landscape of a planet. Here we have the more prevalent, universal, and textbook illustration or imaging of the so-called planets, including our Earth, revolving or twirling around this massive, gigantic central figure of a sun, hence the solar system. Then we have Uranus, one of the so-called distant planets in the solar system. Again, Earth-like, with this huge bluish landscape and this massive ring going around it. Now, ladies and gentlemen and viewers, we have to ask ourselves a question. What do all these images and illustrations have in common? You're going to get the answer very soon as we continue, but first let us see one or two short videos regarding this topic. Now, this is a 360 degrees simulation of Jupiter, one of the so-called gigantic planets in the solar system. You see, now, just to highlight something, generally speaking, whenever it comes to video footaging, whether it's on the internet or offline or in some other form, usually you get something like this, which is quite impressive. I mean, we have to give credit where credit is due. I mean, by the way, we're not here to point fingers or castigate any individual or department or an agency or an organization. We're just here trying to understand something objectively from a different angle relative to astronomy and cosmology. Now, next we have Venus.
As planetary habitability evolve over time, our mysterious sister planet Venus may have once had oceans of water, yet the Venus of today presents a different face, with an incomparably hot and inhospitable environment. Lurking in its massive atmosphere are the clues to how a planet went from an oceanic state to the inhospitable state of today. And within that atmosphere, particularly beneath the clouds, is a chemical laboratory awaiting discovery. Connections to oceans, perhaps to volcanoes that erupted more recently, or even to the history of the last billion years of a planet that started life like Earth. And those volcanoes and those rockscapes are hidden from our views, and yet are waiting for us to return as we put Venus into its context. Understanding Venus's extraordinary chemistry is the first step to deciphering how the evolution of habitability may play out on billions of planets beyond our solar system. Venus, here we come.
Now let us see a similar visual sample for the Sun.
No need to avert your eyes from the Sun on here. NASA has released new high-definition images taken by its space-based telescope. Naming the project Thermonuclear Art, the footage was captured by the American Space Agency's Solar Dynamic Observatory. It snaps a photo of the Sun every 12 seconds in 10 wavelengths of invisible ultraviolet light. Each wavelength helps highlight a different temperature of solar material, and each is assigned a colour. At various times you can see solar flares, vast explosions of material bursting out of the Sun's surface, and coronal loops, solar material streaming up and down the lines of the Sun's magnetic field. It took a team of specialists about 10 hours to produce 1 minute of footage. NASA also recently released footage of Jupiter in 4K HD, showing changes in the planet's giant red spot.
Now, having seen those images, pictures and short videos and what have you, let us go back to the question we posed earlier. What do all these images, illustrations, pictures and short videos, etc., what do they all have in common? The answer is very, very simple. CGI, computer graphics imaging. I mean, this is Mars. Take a very, very good look. These are all computer enhanced visuals. This is not the real star, known in the West as Mars. Take a very good look. You see, this is the rover or vehicle, contraption, or whatever it is, supposedly on a mission somewhere out there, on another landscape or Mars, or somewhere out there in the sky. No, this is all Photoshop or TFC, Tanzanian flying chimpanzee's trickery, or better known as optic illusion. And to be fair and objective, on one hand, in terms of fascination, imagination, and explorative attempts and efforts, this is all quite impressive, and therefore credit must be given where credit is due. However, in reality, nevertheless, most of this, if not all, is just CGI, hence why they call it science fiction. It's called sci-fi for a reason, you see. Now these guys here, they are real, the costume is real, the background is real, somewhere on Earth, of course. Sometimes there's a little bit of touching here and there in terms of effects to make it look like they are on another planet out there. And the thing is, most of you already know this. In case you forgot, we remind you that the most all-time popular films, Star Wars, Star Trek, E.T., Men in Black, the X-Men, Avatar, and the Terminator, the Matrix, all these films were made in Hollywood or on some other stage or studio somewhere. Therefore, the real question is this: what do the actual stars, the sun and the moon really look like? That's the real question. And in order to answer that question for yourself, because you have to, one way or another, as much as you can, because that is the main motivation, objective, and prompting of this video, that you should look up, observe, find out for yourself, determine for yourself what the real deal is up there, as opposed to reading those textbook publications and CGI, computer enhanced visuals, books and what have you, etc. Now, to do this, first and foremost, you need a pair of healthy eyes, preferably 20/20 vision or better. So therefore, if you are an eagle-eyed person, you are blessed, because eyes are one of the essentials given to us by the Creator, Allah. Therefore, let us appreciate them and put them into good use. But in most cases, most of us, we need some technological or equipment assistance. So in the department of binoculars, this is a good one, the Hawke. That would be Hawke, just pronounced as Hawke or Hokey. It's a good one. And then you have the Celestron, Astro Master. It actually says Astro Master. Therefore, it does exactly what it says on the item or the package. One of the best are there also in that telescopic sort of choice. And then we have the Nikon. Of course, there are others, Fujifilm and what have you, but Nikon is one of the popular ones, the P900, etc., that has a good zooming capability. So yeah, so there's a good wide option out there in terms of assistance. Now this next video will show you, it will demonstrate to you whether you are a staunch cynic, humble or otherwise, or open-minded, etc. Since most of us nowadays prefer visual internet evidence as opposed to just hearing it verbally. It will show you that stars, yes, stars have been seen through the moon, whether it's daytime or nighttime. We are talking about such sources such as the Royal Observatory, London, England, and others. So check it.
Hi, Blue Fox here. On September 27th, 2015, I took pictures of the eclipse of the moon. I set up my 5-inch telescope using a 17mm eyepiece and took these snapshots. You will notice in the pictures stars show through the dark portions of the moon. And as I go through them, I'll blow them up a little larger so you can see these stars. I'll point to one. There's a blue star here, a white star. There's another star right here that shows up quite good. And that's that picture. Move on to the next one. You can actually see the stars here. So we'll zoom in and we'll see a red star with a white star right in here. And then there's 3 stars, a white star, a blue star, and another blue star. And there's a white star pretty much over here. Okay, now this one here you can see the stars. 1, 2, that's pretty bright. Now I'll zoom in on it. Now there's a red star, white star, showing through the moon, white star, and then blue star again, with another star over here. And as we go further down, we see another blue star and a white star. There's more stars that I'm picking up on this film. They do have 2 stars out here and on the edge, but this is basically closer to the left side of the moon. Moving on, you can see 2 stars here. There's another star here, 2 stars down the bottom, and another star here. So we'll zoom that up for you. There's the one on the bottom. Some stars shining through. There's another 2 stars. Faint one in the background. And we have this star, blue star, and this white star. Also we have 1 star shining through here.
Now, we suppose you got the gist, the idea, the real McCoy. However, if you are still skeptical and looking around, etc., it's all good. Don't worry, there is more on the way. Guys, look, ladies and gentlemen and viewers, you have to understand something and be objective and open-minded. The moon is a translucent disc-shaped celestial body that is going across the sky wirelessly, just as the sun does. It is not the opaque, spherical planetoid with a landscape surface you have been seeing in popular media, CGI, and those other projections. No, it is translucent.
During a waxing or waning moon cycle, it is possible to see the blue sky right through the moon. For centuries, stars and planets have often been seen and recorded, even by the Royal Astronomical Society, to have been seen through the moon. If the moon is translucent enough to see objects through it, it cannot be the solid, spherical planetoid claimed by NASA and modern astronomers. Samuel Shenton, president of IFERS, was quoted before the Apollo supposed moon landing, stating that stars have been seen through the moon. The astronauts had better be ready to come right back, because there isn't anything much to land on.
So, what you are watching here is the absolute truth, the real McCoy, the real deal, with a good will, without any thrill. the original way of things, antediluvian style, the reality, the old archaic truth, you see. Now let us see the sun likewise. Here we go. Once again, you can clearly see for yourself, the sun is rising over a stationary Earth. Of course, that clip was slightly time-lapsed, about 3 hours or so, to show you for your convenience. And the thing is, you already know this intuitively, that the sun rises from the east and she moves across the Earth to the west. Now, just to go back to the stars aspect of this video, what you will realize in reality is that once you exclude the CGI, the visual enhancements from popular media and illustrations, as well as the Tanzanian flying chimpanzee's trickery or optic illusion, is that the stars will look like this in the sky, as in this case here, this illustration. Now, this one is probably Sirius or some other similar star, you know, emitting their light, beauty, and glory, just like chandeliers. I repeat with emphasis, the stars, the constellations, etc., they are in the sky like chandeliers, not some giant gaseous planetoids way distance out there. No. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners, we are talking about 4,000, 10,000, 14,000, 24,000, less or more in the sky. They are a beautification, an adornment, an embellishment for our sky. All this, the sun, the stars, the moon, the constellations, the clusters, they are all inside the firmament, aka the sky of our world. They are for us to admire, observe, and revel, and try to understand the meaning of life with regards to the creator, the creating forces, and the situation down here on earth. They are for us. Now, in terms of scripture, revelation, religion, and other former traditions, such as the ancient Chinese philosophy or the yin-yang and what have you, this is what the Noble Quran says about the stars, the constellations, and what we have been discussing here in this video. So, this is from chapter 15, called The Prophets, from verse 16, one of numerous verses and sections of the Quran discussing the cosmos and the sky above. And indeed, we have made or appointed in the sky or firmament constellations and have adorned them for those who are observers. Here's another one from chapter 50, verse 6. Will they not observe or look at the sky above them, how we have built it and beautified it, and it has no rifts or openings, you see. And in case you want to hear the actual Arabic recitation, it goes something like this. أفلم ينظروا إلى السماء فوقهم كيف بنيناها وزيناها وما لها من فروج. Here is one more verse from chapter 21, verse 32. And we have made the sky a well-protected ceiling. In this incident, they translated it as a canopy. Same use. And we have made the sky a well-protected ceiling or canopy. And they, the human beings, us and you, still they turn away from its signs. You see. So yes, as you have seen indicated by the verses and the chronic injunctions and what have you, the sky is a building. Indeed it is, and the earth is the floor or the surface. Now, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, listeners, astronomers, others, and those who have been watching just for entertainment or curiosity and what have you, please welcome and welcome back again soon. You have been watching proof number 4 of the Flat Earth series or campaign. See you soon again for proof number 5. You will not be disappointed. Take care. See you soon.